Ladies and gentlemen, what is good? What is good? What is good? Of course, you know who I be. Good Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. You already know, man. Instant classic in the making, man. This is the first time I'm addressing this one. I told you guys that I'd make this video a while back, but there's no better time than the present to go ahead and knock it out. I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about the whole K1 visa process. Now, quick caveat, I'm going to share with you guys some things that you can find online, but I'm also going to share with you some of the intricacies or things that some people don't take into consideration when they're applying for the K1 visa process. Now, first things first, man, I hope that you meet the requirements. Make sure you meet the requirements before you even file this stuff. You know, be an American citizen, blah, 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 blah. All online, easy fine, right? I'll even link something in the description area below if you guys need help or if you want to read through it yourself. But you can find the information online, all right? So the first form that I had to fill out was the form I-129F. So that's form I-129F. Now, first things first, man, this shouldn't be anything that you guys should be needing me to tell you, but I'm going to say it anyways. Keep copies of everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. I got the thick-ass packet somewhere. I got to find it. I don't know where I put it at, but I got a copy of it, right? So the form I-129F is basic information about you and your significant other, you being the applicant, she being the applicee, if that's even a word. It asks you to provide proof of the bona fide legitimacy of your relationship. So that could be showing plane tickets of you flying there, pictures, that could be a plethora of things, anything to prove the legitimacy of your relationship. They also ask for you to show your intent to marry, or each of you, your fiance, also needs to write a letter of your intent to marry. If you need a copy or an example of it, that can be found as well. Also, you need passport pictures, and when submitting this particular documentation to USCIS, you need to give that $535 application fee. All right. And that $535 application fee gets the ball rolling. All right. So what you're going to do, hopefully within 60 days, 30 days to 60 days, you're going to receive a letter in the mail. That's like your notice of action to know that the process is in full swing. They'll give you an application number and everything so you can follow up on I want to say it's I can't remember the NVCIS. It's in the packet. I'm sorry. It skips my mind right now, but there's a place where all the applications go and things where you need to find, or if you need to find, follow up with the information for your process. You can find it on this particular site. They give you your tracking number or your working number so that you can follow up with the updates and you can see where it is. Now, usually this is where us, the foreigners, are pretty much hands off, right? This is where we're hands off and the money comes into play. Because now this is where the fiance has to do her part, know her role, and play it well. Because there's a lot that they have to do on their end before they can get here. My young lady can attest to it. Trust me. She joined a Facebook forum or a Facebook page that had information from young ladies who have been through the process and others that have been asking questions about the process. So make sure your girl is proactive and, understanding what she needs to get done in order to make sure the process is a success and also make sure it's a smooth transition. So after the approval or after, the U.S. says that your young lady can go in for the interview, that's the time that your young lady is going to fill out the form. I think it's DS-160. Yes, the DS-160 application fee is now the responsibility of your young lady. That right there, I believe, if I remember correctly, was anywhere between 12,000 to 14,000 pesos. So around the 13 range, something to that effect. That's about how much it costs to get that application started. Now, this is going to include the medical, where she got to go, get tested, make sure that she doesn't have anything that's going to prevent her from being able to come into the United States. All that good jazz, right? You got to get your medical done. Usually that's done at St. Luke's. But of course, if your young lady doesn't live in Manila, a little asterisk I want you guys to add in there. there's going to be a lot of miscellaneous fees, right? She's got to get a plane ticket to go to Manila. She's got to get room and board. There's got to feed herself. You got to make sure that she has enough money to do that part as well. Okay, got to make sure young lady can stay fed. Make sure she got a place to stay for however long she needs to stay, usually 2 to 3 days in that particular area, to make sure she gets everything done. Then she's going to end up flying back to wherever she's staying, and then wait for them to make available the schedule for the interview, right? Now, the scheduling, there's a website. Of course, all this information is going to be included once the process goes along. That'll allow you to schedule online your date for the interview. And gentlemen, ladies, do not be late. My young lady said some of the foreign guys actually accompanied their women with them to the embassy. She's seen a couple of couples, or seen or heard on Facebook about couples that had the fiance there with the young lady, even when the interview process was going on. But if you're not there, just make sure she has enough money to get around, move around, and make sure she shows up on time, because they ain't playing. If you ain't there on time, y'all know what it is at the Philippine embassy, right? They don't play, right? So you gotta make sure you show your ass up on time. There is no Philippine time with that shit. No Filipino people time, right? You better be on time. Earlier, the better. Okay? So make sure she shows up on time, and if she passes the interview, prayerfully she does pass the interview, they're gonna give her a packet. Now, they'll tell you, don't open the damn package. But I think it is very, very important to reiterate to some people who don't know how to understand directions, do not open the package. That package is going to be opened by wherever you land in the U.S. or wherever your fiance lands in the U.S., they are going to be the one to open that packet, right? So she doesn't open it. She's only going to open it when she arrives or they're going to open it for her when she arrives in the United States. Okay. Now, again, like I said, there's these miscellaneous fees. My young lady, you have to get your PCR test as well, ladies, of course. Like I said, this information and stuff they're going to tell you, I pray they do tell you, because, again, everybody knows that you can't really fly right now without getting tested with the rapid test or the PCR test. You got to get one or the other. That usually runs roughly about 3,000 to 4,000 pesos. I'd say about $60 to $80. It's going to cost you. But again, the miscellaneous fees that are involved in the entire process. Okay. So you think about the $535 fee that I had to put in. Then the additional, we'll say about another $300 or $400. So we'll just do a quick roundup and we'll say $935. Just to go ahead and get her process started with all of her medical and, being able to interview and do that DS-160 form. You're already looking at about $1,000 right there. Now, that $1,000, again, it does not include the miscellaneous fees, right? The room and board, the plane tickets, the getting around, food and all of that stuff that she's going to have to, use to take care of herself as well. You can pretty much figure out how that would work for you, because, again, plane tickets have fluctuated in price as of late. You guys know what's going on in the world. But outside of that, once the process is good and she's approved, there is one more interview that she has to go through. One more interview process. And I'll let you know that you need to have this interview with these particular people before you go through it. And in that particular interview, I do believe it's a lot more intense. My young lady said it was a whole lot more intense than the one that happens at the consulate. I forget what she called that particular interview or who it was with. But yeah, you're gonna end up having 2 interviews. And once you get through that interview, you'll be good to go. Now, as far as plane tickets for me, I ended up paying $900 one way for her to be able to fly here. Okay. And this is just the prices of things that I know. Like I said, the miscellaneous stuff, it could culminate into a whole lot more. But like I said, the $535, the $400 rounded all the way up to make sure. No, it wasn't. Yeah, about 4. I said $20K. Oh, that's too much. I'm sorry, guys. We'll say about $350. My bad. So about the $535 and then the $350, roughly about $900 there. 885 or some shit like that. So we'll say about 900 there, plus another 900 for me to buy the plane ticket for her to fly to the United States. That has run me about $1,800 so far. A little bit more. We'll round up to 2K on the safe side, man. Even we can round up as high as 2,500, and we're still coming in a whole lot cheaper than those people who try to scam people out of that $30,000. So we still coming in, like I said, 10 times cheaper than those people who got scammed for the green card scam, the previous video that I posted, right? So if you guys really want to get an idea of the pricing, that's about where we stand. Now, I know when we get married and all that stuff is legitimized and all that stuff, her visa process is going to change, or her visa status, my bad, is going to change, right? Because then she'll be applying for the green card. Now, the green card alone, I want to say it's going to run at least a good $1,000 by itself, right? That's going to at least be $1,000 plus by itself. But I haven't gotten to that stage yet, so I haven't made that payment yet. I just am foreseeing that's going to be a payment that's going to come in the future. Okay, so even then, who knows how much exactly when it's all said and done I'm going to spend. We can always guesstimate and estimate. But I do believe that, knowing that your fee is going to be $535, knowing that her DS-160 fee is going to be about $350 or so, and the plane tickets, depending on how you buy it, where you're buying from, where she's touching down at, or where her entry to the United States will be, and where she's going to end up being with you, those prices will always fluctuate. But if you love who you with, man, you ready to rock it out with them long term, I think that it's definitely a good investment. Some people may see it as the worst investment in human mankind. Keep them in the Philippines. But you got some people like myself who go against the grain all the damn time. And I'm willing to rock it out all the way till the wheels fall off. All right. So, like I said, it gives you a good idea of how much pricing you can expect to pay. Go ahead and prepare accordingly if this is a process you're looking to get into. I know that there's a lot of information that can be found. Again, there is a website that'll give you the step-by-step process. So I didn't really want to jump in and go all the way in through it page by page or piece by piece because it's not necessary, right? I think you guys know how to read, and hopefully your young lady on her side can do her due diligence as well. Because trust me, they ask a lot of information and they ask a lot of paperwork. One thing that I forgot to mention is that they do ask you for your finances, right? Your financial situation is key. They need to know that you, the foreign man, have enough money or have a job or whatever that can afford to take care of the young lady in the United States, right? That would include your W-2. That'll also include your banking statements for 12 months. Your certificate of employment. They're going to want to know where you're employed at. If you're self-employed, maybe they may ask for something different, but your certificate of employment, also transcripts, past transcripts from, pays and stuff like that. Also, what else did they ask for? My bank statements and also my pay stubs for 3 to 5 to almost 12 months. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to divulge that finances, man. Can't hide it even if you want to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been my time. If you have any questions, because I'm sure I left out a lot of stuff, but I just wanted to go through the delicate intricacies and things that I wanted you to prepare your mind for or prepare your wallets for if you choose to go through the process. Again, email me, link in the description area below if you want to hit me up. You can write in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys got to say. Love to hear from you guys, man. And that's it for me. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the good doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely, mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.